Welcome. Our focus today is the very first mile of a pragmatic trial, turning a good idea into a research question that partners believe in and can actually execute. We'll cover practical tactics for gathering input from patients, clinicians, and health system leaders before the protocol is locked. Did you know that emperor penguins survive Antarctic blizzards by shuffling positions? Each bird briefly takes the brunt of the wind, then rotates to warmth. Pragmatic trials succeed the same way. We rotate through partner perspectives early, adjusting course before conditions turn rough. Let's look at how that huddle mentality shapes a rock-solid research question and secures site buy-in. Here's our flight plan. First, we'll unpack why partner input isn't a courtesy. It's a feasibility engine. Next, you'll learn to stress test any draft question with a quick checklist. We'll then see how coordinators and local leads gather ground intelligence and how transparent workload discussions convert skeptics into allies. Finally, we'll situate all of this in the bigger picture of organizational priorities. Engaging partners isn't just about securing approvals. If the question doesn't solve a patient or workflow pain point, frontline teams will treat it as academic clutter. Engage early, and the health system pulls the project, rather than you pushing uphill. Next, map out who you will engage as your core partners. Each group answers a different feasibility riddle. Is the question meaningful? Can we operationalize it? Is it fundable and sustainable? You will likely need different voices and perspectives in the room before finalizing the research question. There are 5 levels of partner engagement. So let's break down what these levels look like in practice. Informing is one-way communication. You're sharing updates or decisions with partners, maybe through newsletters or slide decks. It's transparent but limited. Consulting goes further. Here, you're actively seeking feedback, perhaps through focus groups, surveys, or interviews. The key is to use the input you receive and loop back to show what changed. If you don't close the loop, it erodes trust. Involving means integrating partners into discussions and planning. This might include having a patient sit on the trial steering committee or having a nurse leader review the protocol. They're not just reacting, they're helping shape the plan. Collaborating is about co-creation. Partners co-develop the research question or data collection methods with you. It takes more time, but builds stronger buy-in and produces more implementable results. Empowering is the highest level. Partners lead elements of the project. Maybe a caregiver group decides the primary outcome, or a clinician champion leads recruitment. You're supporting their leadership. The goal isn't to reach level 5 of partner engagement on every project, but engagement goes beyond mere informing. Ask partners directly. Would a response to this question change your practice? The feedback and perspectives from different partner groups might shift your focus to actionable and clinically relevant questions. Before finalizing your research question, pause for a quick feasibility gut check. Are participant characteristics and outcomes well captured in existing data? Is the participant pool large enough? Will frontline staff experience minimal workflow disruption? Have you considered potential clashes with other initiatives? A no to these isn't a deal breaker. It's a cue to refine the question or its delivery. It's far better to pivot now than run into roadblocks months into the trial. Let's walk through an example using the MyTEMP trial, a pragmatic, cluster randomized trial involving 84 dialysis centers across Ontario. The goal was to test whether a personalized dialysate temperature set 0.5 degrees Celsius below each patient's core body temperature before every dialysis session could reduce cardiovascular-related death or hospitalization compared to the standard 36.5 degrees Celsius setting. At first glance, the intervention seemed simple, but the trial team anticipated that requiring clinicians to modify a well-ingrained workflow for each session could be disruptive. So, before launching, the team carried out structured, theory-informed engagement with physicians and nurses to identify practical and behavioral barriers and facilitators to inform the question, trial design, and implementation of the intervention. The team interviewed 9 physicians and 9 nurses across 11 sites, capturing perspectives on topics like ensuring staff are aware of the research and its purpose, equipment availability, workload, patient comfort, and forgetting to act. The team also got feedback from local and regional patient advisory committees. They asked targeted questions like, does this intervention raise any concerns or questions from a patient perspective? Their response was clear and consistent. Some patients might feel uncomfortably cold during their treatment, and that discomfort could influence their experience and adherence. Several groups strongly encouraged the team to capture this systematically. Based on that input, the MyTEMP team designed a patient-reported outcome substudy, with cold discomfort being the primary outcome. This wasn't in the original plan, but it became a crucial part of how they evaluated the intervention's full impact. At the same time, research coordinators led surveys across all 27 regional dialysis programs to capture technical and operational data. Surveys included items like, what types of dialysis machines are used at each site? Can those machines adjust temperature in zero point 0.1 or zero point 0.5 degrees Celsius increments? What is the standard dialysate temperature currently in use at those sites? And do local policies or standard operating procedures dictate how dialysate temperatures are set? Next, when seeking buy-in from participating sites, be ready to answer, how much extra work will this be for my team? If we don't answer that up front, we risk losing engagement before the trial even begins. During MyTEMP's early engagement with dialysis centers, the team anticipated that staff would be concerned about the added workload. Instead of saying, this won't take long, be specific. In the MyTEMP trial, the team broke down the expected workflow, taking a body temperature, adjusting the dialysate setting based on a zero point 0.5 degrees Celsius reduction, and timed it. The entire process added less than 1 minute. Communicating clearly helped frame the ask as realistic. The MyTEMP team also shared available supports like laminated temperature lookup charts, so no one had to do mental math, SOPs aligned with staff's current workflows, and training delivered by local charge nurses, not outsiders. This wasn't a dramatic shift. It was a tweak to what frontline staff were already doing. Identify local leads that can help with your trial. These team members can be essential during trial planning and implementation. These leaders can help interpret research protocols in a way that makes sense to frontline staff and also bring site-level realities and concerns back to the research team. Without them, communication might break down. Or worse, important concerns get lost. In the MyTEMP trial, local charge nurses, nurse educators, and site managers played a huge role. In the early stages of planning, these leaders helped with orienting staff about upcoming research and brought back concerns to the research team. Think of local leaders as your trial's connective tissue. They keep the moving parts aligned and responsive. Another element is to consider how a response to your research question aligns with organization priorities. When the question advances a metric the organization already tracks, readmissions, throughput, cost per encounter, executives and leads buy-in comes pre-installed. Don't overlook your extended partners like people in ethics, contracts, and finance. They may not be frontline providers, but their insights are critical. For example, will your plan require paying staff for extra tasks? Does a current supplier contract prevent you from switching equipment mid-trial? We've seen research questions change after a 5-minute conversation with procurement. Get those voices in early. They might save your study from a late-stage pivot. Also, consider the frequency and amount of time required from different partners. It's easy to swing too far, trying to include partners in every meeting. However, that's not sustainable or considerate of their time. Give partners a clear overview of meeting goals and ask targeted questions where their expertise matters most. Before you lock anything in, assume your timelines are too optimistic. Coordinating meaningful partner input, especially with busy clinicians, patients, caregivers, and advisory committees, can be slow. It might take weeks to schedule an hour discussion, and getting thoughtful feedback takes multiple rounds. Even once you have a solid question, refining it with partner input can stretch timelines. Also, expect delays in contracts, ethics approvals, and site readiness. In MyTEMP, for example, early engagement with partners took over 18 months. The key takeaway from this module is to be like emperor penguins rotating through the gale, resilient, adaptive, and collaborative. Pragmatic trials thrive when we stay in motion, adjust to feedback, and share the load. By engaging partners early and often, We adapt our path in real time, building a trial design that can withstand the real world storm. We'd love to hear from you. What challenges have you faced when engaging partners early? What strategies worked or didn't? Drop your questions or comments below. We're listening, and your insights might help others.